But another thing you would also mention, as we were talking before we started the episode, when I was asking you, like, what do you regret? You talked about DXM, too. You talked about NyQuil specifically.
Yeah.
That was your real poverty.
That was my, like, I have no weed, I have no liquor. Like, if I just had nothing else to do, I pretty much always had NyQuil in the house. So I would just grab it.
Just like from your dad buying it or what?
Yeah, just, like pretty much every household has NyQuil. So,
Mine doesn't. My mom pulled that out after I started drinking it.
Well, see, but you had it.
I did, yeah, until I started drinking it. Yeah,
yep, and same shit. So I, when I had nothing to get fucked up on, like I remember in particular, there was one New Year's Eve, and I actually spent most of New Year's Eve with a girl I was dating at the time. I met her at like PacSun, but her dad was like a detective.
What do you mean you met her at PacSun?
I worked at PacSun for.
But like, what? Like, she just walked in. You're just like,
no. She worked there too.
Oh, you know what they say about coworkers? You can't fuck them.
Well,
you can't. You didn't follow that rule. You just drink NyQuil with them.
Well, no. So that's the thing. So I was with her on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
But her parents were very strict, especially her dad. And they actually sent me home at like 11 p.m. on New Year's Eve.
Really?
Yeah. So then I was just,
Are they
like
Mormon?
Right. So I had turned down all these New Year's Eve parties because I was going to, be with my girlfriend and do New Year's Eve things.
Uh-huh.
Nope. So then I'm just home alone at 11 p.m. Like, didn't even go to like a family party or anything. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I didn't have any or anything. So I just grabbed a bottle of NyQuil and just drank that shit. And I remember
Drank the whole bottle?
I don't remember how much of it I drank, but enough to get pretty fucked up. Like enough to where like the floor was like kaleidoscoping.
Okay.
Shit. So
you were like third plateau.
I was pretty fucked. And I remember cashing out on the couch that night, and like my dad came home from it, whatever. Like I think he went to like our family party or whatever, and he comes home and he like kind of wakes me up to check on me. And he sees like my eyes are just like dilated, just like straight black. And he thought that I had like stolen all his like prescription medications or something. I'm like, no, I just drank a bunch of NyQuil, But yeah, no, that was a terrible time. It, ruin your.
Did your dad ever like punish you for any of this shit? I feel like your dad was so chill. Like we would just hotbox his garage while he was home.
Yeah. No.
Me as a father, bro, I'd beat the shit out of my kid.
No, my dad didn't
beat the
really
fuck out of his ass.
My dad didn't really care much.
Even about the harder stuff?
Well, he didn't really know. Like he just knew. Like,
was he not the kind of dad who was like going through like your nightstand and like finding stuff?
No, no. He wasn't like going through my stuff, and he also like he knew I smoked. But he did, like, I think for the most part, he just took, like, the ignorance is bliss route where he just didn't really want to know.
Bro, we used to do blow all day long at your dad's house while he was home, and we would just go to the garage and leave the lines chopped on the back of my phone for hours straight. Like, we would just have my phone face down on the workbench in your garage with lines on the back of it. We'd just go out, take a couple lines, come back, leave lines for an hour later, and just do that all day. He for sure was just feigning ignorance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he to this day know what you were doing or no?
He does now, yeah.
Did you tell him or like how'd that come about?
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about it.
You just sat him down and you're like, Dad, I was doing
Well, I mean, because he started watching like the Gobcast and stuff. And then like obviously, like like
so the way
he watched the one where like where he had to take me to the hospital after he smoked crack, and he's like, oh, like that makes more sense.
Then he understood.
Because at the time, in his head, he thought I just had really bad cramps that day.
Yeah, you told your dad you had toe cramps. Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's like, oh, that's why we went to the hospital. Yeah.
And then got toe cramps and then took it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe not in that order. I think it came before the toe cramps.
They did, yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
I mean, it just amazes me that your dad was so like, he didn't give a fuck, bro. I can never do like the shit that we used to do at your dad's house, if we did it at my mom's house, you would have never seen me again, bro. My mom would have sent me off to a labor camp in fucking Moscow, dude.
My parents were also really naive too. And honestly, they probably still are. Like, especially my mom. They honestly, like, half the drugs we did, they could look directly at and they wouldn't even know it's drugs. Like, I probably could lay it out in front of my dad and he would not know that.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Even with a little design on the blotter?
He'd have no idea.
Really?
No clue. Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss, dude.
Right.
Fuck.
So, well, they didn't really like do drugs growing up. So, like, neither of them even smoked until I introduced it to them. So,
you know what's funny? My mom is not like that at all. My dad has never smoked before. Claims to me he's never been drunk.
wow.
Like, very straight edge man. I remember one day, my first time getting caught with anything related by my parents was my dad. I had Bob and Ivan and a couple other friends over to my dad's house while he was still at work. And we were gutting in the kitchen on a plate. And I forgot to throw the guts away off the plate.
Yeah.
And my dad came home from work one day and I wasn't home because I left before he got back. You know, we were just seshing his house while he was gone. Come home that night and my dad has the plate with guts sitting out on the island in the kitchen. It wasn't really like an island. It was just a table in the middle of the kitchen, right? But I come home, he has the plate with the guts sitting out on this table in the middle of the kitchen. And he's like, what is this? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's literally tobacco. Like, it is fucking awful. It's Swisher tobacco guts, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't answer him. He's like, is this? And he's dead fucking serious. Like, he actually thought that the Swisher guts were. My dad he's the most straight edge guy I've ever met. I'm the Antichrist, bro. Like, I am the Satan spawn in his bloodline. Like, he went through generations of just the most straight edge fucking guys of all time and landed on my bitch ass, you know, and I'm here to change the tide. And he's like, is this? And I remember I was sitting there and I was just like, if I remember correctly, I was just like, yeah, like, it's fucking. You know, because my dad was the kind of guy where, like, once he believed something, I'm not convincing him otherwise. Like, he wasn't going to let me stand up and leave that room until I told him it was, even though it's tobacco.
Right.
Like, there was no circumstance I was leaving unless I was just like, yeah, it's, you know. So I was just like, yeah, it's fucking, you know. And he gave me this long spiel. He's like, you know, you can become addicted to this. Like, he gave me this whole thing, like, the devil, you know. My dad was a lot like your dad in that sense. He wouldn't feign the ignorance. Like, he knew what I was doing, but he, like, didn't grasp the extent of it. Like, you would find my look at them and be like, this is a.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one.
Yeah.
But one of the things that my dad did that was super crazy is he used to find all my fucking, like, I would stash my and my other stuff in the freezer part of my mini fridge. I had a mini fridge in my bedroom, right? And it was like I asked for it for Christmas because I was such a loser, bro. I'd play Call of Duty and I wouldn't leave my room all summer. And I was like, Dad, all I want for Christmas is a mini fridge so I can put Mountain Dew in it and, like, just play COD all summer and I don't even have to see you. Like, I can just drink Mountain Dew in my room and live off that, you know? And he got it for me. So fucking I used to stash my in the freezer part of it. My dad would find it. And instead of throwing it or, like, confronting me, being like, hey, I found this in your fridge, he would accumulate it. And he would send pictures of it to my mom. Like, he'd be like, hey, our son is doing fucking drugs, just so you know. And he'd, like, tell her, he'd be like, I know this came from your house. He'd be like, I know he brought this from your house. You should be searching his room like I am and find these. But he'd never speak to me about it. Like, he'd never come and be like, Nick, I found out in your room. You just hit up my mom and be like, you should stop allowing him to bring it to my home. But I wish my parents were both ignorant like your dad was. Because if I was able to smoke in my mom's garage like we did in your dad's garage, oh, shit would have been cracking.
Yeah.
Shit would have been cracking, dude. I had you remember when I had the alarms on my door? At my house too, I had to sneak out like certain times before she set the alarm, and then I would be locked out.
Yep.
Because like there was just no way to get back in. The next question we have here on the fan question topic is from Sus. We're going to skip around a little bit here. And he asked, do you like the Kevin alias? If not, what other names would have been better? If I didn't call you Kevin in my videos, what would you rather I've called you? Or is Kevin good?
Something like Donatello would have been cool.
Okay, bro, I'm not gonna lie, dude. We're good friends and everything. You're just not that guy. You're just not Donatello, bro. You're not. You don't do martial arts. Like you don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, what do you want me to say? Like you're just not Donatello. Like that's not the name I'm giving you, bro.
Donatello was a painter.
No, I'm thinking of the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
Who the fuck else was Donatello?
The painter. The Ninja Turtles are named after Italian Renaissance artists. Leonardo.
My
Donatello,
grandpa hated
Raphael,
Italian people.
Michelangelo.
Sorry, dude. I'm Italian. He just hated his own culture. Like, it's actually so funny. Now that I say that, funny family lore. So my grandpa on my dad's side of the family, totally off topic here, horribly racist. Specifically, really hated Italians for some reason. My grandmother on my dad's side of the family always insisted to us, you're all Italian. Your grandfather's Italian. My husband's Italian. He just hates them, so he says he's fucking Swedish. He's not Swedish. My last name is public information, Campana. It's Italian.
Yeah.
The only two origins for that last name are Italian and Spanish. Brother, there's no Latino in me.
No.
I promise. No. I promise. It's Italian. But my grandfather is disturbingly racist. Absolutely despises Italian people. He fought in World War II. So to be fair, like they were fighting against him, you know? I never asked him about Japanese people, but he'd probably have even worse things to say, you know? But he just despised Italian people and refused to ever admit that he had any Italian blood in him. Came over to America, brought my grandma over, insisted that we were all Swedish. We were like Danish type of people. We're not. There's none of that on my dad's side of the family. Nobody on my dad's side of the family will ever get an ancestry test because deep down, they don't want to know. They're all racist as fuck, but they don't want to know. Because if the Italian can gets open, if the lid is pulled off, the Italian saga, it's over for the whole bloodline. It's going to be, dude, my grandpa might kill himself.
You should do an ancestry
test. If my grandpa gets an ancestry result back and it says that he has even 1% Italian in his blood, he's jumping off a parking garage. Like, I don't think he's dead now. But he would.
Well, then now is the perfect time to test.
Well, the only way those work is if family member, like other members of your family do it too. It's like a record keeping thing. But also, dude, I would never submit my DNA to one of those. Bro, they're all owned by the CIA. All of them. All those DNA companies are CIA. They all, think about it. Some people are going to call me crazy for this, but I really genuinely believe this. Imagine you're the CIA. You're a government agency. You have all these cold cases of serial killers and crimes building up where you have DNA evidence, but you have no DNA from their relatives who don't commit crimes to compare it to. How do you legally acquire non-offending citizens' DNA? You create a company like Ancestry or 23andMe or one of those companies where people consent to give you their DNA and then you can effectively do whatever you want with it. You can database it. When you look at how a lot of these serial killer cold cases are being solved, it's through their family members submitting DNA to these services. And then for some reason, the CIA or the FBI or whatever agency just magically hits that agency up and is like, hey, can we get a DNA sample from all this random suspects' family members? I strongly believe all these companies are literally just the CIA to begin with. Like I think the first ever DNA collecting service where they advertise it is like, find out your ancestry. Like that's just the feds, bro. Just collecting DNA from non-offending citizens without violating the Constitution.
That makes sense to me.
That's how they do it. So I refuse to ever do it, you know? And my grandfather won't ever do it because like I said earlier, if he found out there was any Italian in him, he'd try to cut it out with a fucking butter knife, you know? So like he's never going to do that either. But deep down, I know I got it in me, you know? How do we even get there?
I wanted to be Donatello.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, you wanted to be Italian, bro. My grandpa channeled himself through me right there.
Yeah, I'm just
stop that shit real quick.
No, Kevin's cool. I don't care at all.
After hearing that, you're like, yeah.
No,
Kevin will do.
I was just joking to begin with.
Kevin will do.
Kevin works perfect because K, starts with K. Yeah.